Hello. It's been a while, hasn't it? I was out doing things. As in doing things, I was being chased by the government. Hello, this is not RichTRM. This is the real Rich. I was actually in a different country and doing July provision, but I'm back. So I think I'm gonna talk about something. But what am I going to talk about? Baba Booey. So Dogman is a book made by Dave Pilkey and was released in 2016 and has led to him making all of these books. Now I have every single book in Dogman history. I have all the main books and all the Cat Kid Comic Club spin-off books. I have the two others, but they're just up in my room right now, so I'm not gonna get them. So yeah, I have all 10 books and all the Cat Kid Comic Club books. Now, Cat Kid Comic Club is fine. It's a good spin-off and a good placeholder because, book 11 of Dogman has not come out in a while. But, so I want to talk about just Dogman because it is one hell of a franchise. So if you don't know the history of this series, this is it in a nutshell. Blah blah blah. Dave Pilkey created Dogman when he was a young kid in 1973, and then he used it in some of his Captain Underpants books as a sort of side thing. But then after a while, he made a spin-off book, Dogman, and now it's led to all these. So, I'm going to be going through all the Dogman books in order and giving you my thoughts of them. Starting with the first one, it's probably the most unique Dogman book in that there's only four, it's the shortest one in chapters, it's only 4. And what I mean by unique is that it's split into it's different stories in one. It's 4 different stories in one book. And the art changes in every book. It goes from this style to a bit lower quality, like something that George and Harold would make from the Captain Underpants books. And then there's this, which it's so low quality, very low quality, that it looks like an actual first grader drew and wrote it. However, I won't call it my least favorite book in the series. It is still a very good book. I like it. I would highly recommend it. There are recommendations from the actual inverse characters in here, so that's nice. Next book, Dogman Unleashed. This one actually has a complete story this time. It's about so the story is not really that prevalent this time. It's about this cutout of Petey. So characters. Before I continue characters, you have Dogman, who is a dog and together. Then you have Petey, who is the former main antagonist. I'll explain why he's former. His clone son, Lil Petey. Petey's father, Grandpa. Petey's mother, who is dead. Spoilers. Sarah Hassoff, who is an Australian reporter, her dog, Zuzu, ADHD, a robot made by Petey, and the name is like a spin on ADHD, which is an actual disease that Pilkey had when he was young. Then there's a lot more characters to go through. Petey creates a cut-out version of himself to escape from prison. And, he comes to life and he tries to, kill everyone, I guess, or whatever. Of course, the main villain in this story is mainly Flap Petey, who eventually gets his comeuppance as well when he's chased out, and then, there's an extra, Dogman story at the end that was, made by George and Harold, the Captain Underpants characters. And there's a page of nothing. So it's a good book. Not the best, but still good. And now we get the first big book, Dogma: A Tale of Two Kitties. This is a book that changes everything. It has Petey making a clone version of himself that is a child, and Petey isn't really too happy. But then he eventually learns to get used to him, and creates a lot more of robots and stuff. Yeah, and this is we're introduced to Lil Petey and ADHD, the character who's sort of named after the actual disease. Not disease. Thing, whatever. It's So Petey tries to have Lil Petey be a bad guy, but Lil Petey's heart is way too big to go to the dark side. Yeah, there's a Star Wars joke later on. So this book has its fair share of emotional moments. It has a character from the second book returning as a robot, but eventually turns good. So yeah, this is probably the best book in the series so far. And now we have our first straggler, Dogman and Cat Kid. This is the first book where Dogman actually gets captured, and okay, I can't keep the book open for long. It's fine. It's not that great. It's probably my second least favorite book in the series so far. But I mean, it's fine. I feel like it's a bit too mean at times. It's also has way too many titles that are parodies of yeah, there's a notes section at the end, and I had to draw always because why not? I think is there a notes section? I think normally they will provide notes to the viewer. Yeah, there is here. John Steinbeck books, chapters 9, 10, 11 are on the titles. Yeah, so that's nice. Least favorite book in the series so far, Lord of the Fleas. It looks like they're on like an island or something, but they're not. That's nice. Lies. All lies. Lies. So this really develops Petey and Lil Petey's relationship a lot more. For example, Petey, this introduces the Fleas, who are villains that appear through books 5, 6, and 7. And lo and behold, Petey actually starts warming up to Lil Petey, and actually calls him his son instead of his clone. So it has a bit of development, and Dogman actually does save the day this time, kind of. But yeah, this is a fine book. And now we get the Dogman book I've had for the longest, Dogman Brawl of the Wild. Good God, I do not like this book. It's way too mean, way too short. It's the worst book. I can't even keep it open. I don't like it. I think you didn't see anything. But now we have the best book in the series, and one of my favorite books of all time, For Whom the Ball Rolls. This book introduces Petey's father. I was so hyped up for this book, and it's still my favorite Dogman book in the series. And Grandpa is my favorite character because he's the perfect amount of funny and cruel. And this also has a lot more dramatic moments than usual. And Dogman gets captured again. And that is very nice. Yeah, and we get introduced to Big Jim's little cupcake superhero persona. One of my least favorite things in the entire series. Because everyone just goes along with this. Fetch 22. I just thought this book was good, not the best book. It was barfed down a little bit, and I actually thought that Petey got older. Apparently he didn't. It was just disguise. Oh yeah, Dogman gets captured again, in case you were wondering, and he doesn't even get escaped by Molly so he can save the day, and he's in the title of the series. Anyway, Grime and Punishment, one of the best books in the series. This book is an emotional punch to my gut. It really has a lot more dramatic moments than usual. And that ending. Oh yeah, Dogman gets captured again, in case you were wondering, except this time he's arrested because the mayor, he broke the mayor's glasses and destroyed the place. He gets fired from his job. We get those two a-hole cops screwing around with him. The mayor is a total a-hole in this book, despite in the first and seventh book seeming like a nice guy. He is a total prick in this. But now we get the best part of the book. The graveyard scene. This scene alone is one of the best scenes in all of Dogman. I mean, this is Dave Pilkey, the guy who made Captain Underpants. But this book is really emotional at times. And it also introduces actual stars instead of just dots. That's nice. Oh yeah, Catman. There's a joke. Yeah, so there's chapter 7. First spin-off book, Cat Kid Comic Club. If this was a book club that was started in Fetch 22, and was also in Grime and Punishment. Oh yeah, Flippy's and the fish is in Fetch 22, and most of the book names are like spins on actual book names. Cat Kid Comic Club, the first spin-off book, also the shortest, and it is good, not great, but just good. I wonder what book we have now. Oh my god. If Grime and Punishment was an emotional punch to my gut, this book is an emotional kick to my ballsack. Excuse my French, this is the most depressing Dogman book ever made. We get a backstory of Petey and how he was pretty much homeless, and he has to go into a shelter with his mother, who divorced with Petey's dad, Grandpa, left him, and Petey's mother died of an unknown disease, which led Petey to go into a world of evil. I think that's mostly because of grief, that his mother died, and anger to his father. 5 stages of grief: denial, something, depression, acceptance. Yeah, I forgot the other 2. What this does... Oh yeah, and guess what? You're not gonna believe this. This is such an amazing discovery. It's so incredible. You guys are not going to believe it. It's the most amazing thing ever made by humankind. The most amazing discovery anyone could ever think of. It's incredible. You guys are not ready for what's gonna happen. You guys are so not ready. Dogman gets captured. What a big surprise. Yeah, big whoop-de-doo. Again, Dogman gets captured. I feel like these books are focusing a lot more on the kid and Petey than Dogman himself. So yeah, these are all great books. Sort of, some of them. But which books are the best and which ones are the worst? Well, in the ranking area, number 10 is Brawl of the Wild. Don't like it. It's too mean, too short, not good enough. The clay stuff is very impressive though, and it is very self-aware. Number 9 is And Cat Kid. It's fine, a bit mean and harsh, and Dogman gets captured like a lot. Number 8 is Lord of the Fleas. The computer just turned off. That was not meant to happen. Lord of the Fleas. It is a very mediocre book. It's fine. I like it. Number 7 is the first one. It is a very... it's a good book, but I feel like it's definitely feels like the first one. Number 6 is Unleashed. It's definitely a book. I can say that much about it. Number 5 is Fetch 22. It's up there as a good book, but it's still like has some things Dogma gets captured again. It does have good dramatic moments though. I think I've read these books in a while. Number 4 is The Tale of Two Kitties. Definitely has its dramatic moment and introduces one of the best characters in the series, Little Petey. Let's speed this up. Number 3 is Grime and Punishment. It's a very good book, very emotional. Number 2 is Wuthering Heights. Is one of the best books in the series. And number 1, For Whom the Ball Rolls. It introduces Grandpa, has very good dramatic moments, and it's my second favorite book of all time, only behind Holes. And then Kakao Comic Club is like an honorable mention. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I am out. Goodbye.